Alright, so after years of struggling with my weight, with my image, I was finally able to lose consistently a considerable amount of weight with fasting. So this is what I want to talk about today, just a little bit going over my history and how it got here. And this is the first video introduction to the channel, so welcome. My name is Gabriel, and here I'm going to talk about nothing fancy, right? This is just the title of the channel, nothing fancy. I want to talk about my thoughts, fasting, symbolism, psychology, and all those things that I am interested in. Now, I always struggled. I always struggled with losing weight. It was a constant fight for me. I was always a chubby kid. I was always an overweight kid. And my whole life, I tried every single type of training diet that you can possibly freaking imagine. Okay? I counted calories, keto, different sorts of intermittent fasting, and body weight, calisthenics, powerlifting, martial arts, bodybuilding, every single thing that I could possibly try, I tried. And I always failed, man. I was never able to keep consistent with it. I was never able to keep the diet going. I will lose a few pounds here and there, and then put them back on again. It was always a struggle for me, right? It was always a struggle until last year. Last year, I decided for Lent, I'm a Christian. For Lent, I decided to do a fast. I was like, you know what? It was a year that I went back to the church after like 10 years away from it. So I was like, I want to do something more extreme. And looking at myself, honestly, looking at myself, I was like, you know what? I need to be extreme. I was like, nothing else worked. I am bullshitting myself. I am lying to myself. I am very good at rationalizing. I'm very good at coming up with excuses. So I have to be more extreme. I have to be different. I have to do something that people are not going to do. I have to do something that most people will think I'm actually fucking insane for doing, right? So that's what I've decided to go for. 1 meal a day for all the period of Lent. That's what I did. 40 days, 1 meal a day. And it really fucking sucked, but then it got better. I got more used to it. At the end of it, I liked it so much that I was like, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna do some tweaks here and there. I'm going to adjust a few things, but I am going to keep this thing going because it's doing me so damn well. A year later, I lost around like 20 pounds, which all things considered is not that crazy, but here's the thing, I made all the possible mistakes that you can possibly make when you're doing fasting, when you're doing 1 meal a day, right? All the mistakes. I messed up in different ways. I plateaued for like months on end. I changed my workout and all the adjustments that I had to do with my workouts and everything just to keep it going, just to maintain muscle, because I've been working out for years. I don't want to lose muscle. I don't want to look like a little skinny fat little twink. All the little tweaks that I did to lose, and so all things considered, the physical transformation wasn't that impressive. The mental transformation was fucking unbelievable. So what I want to talk about is, this is not a fitness channel, right? This is not a fitness, health, science, well-being channel. It's like I want to, I feel like there's a lack of content and there's a lack of people talking about fasting in the way that I like to think about, in the way that I look at it, in the way that I practice it, right? I feel like it's something that could be so freaking beneficial to everyone, so unbelievably powerful to most people, especially men. I don't know how it works for women, because you guys have all the hormonal different cycles and everything. We're more simple. We have the basic 24-hour cycle. So I don't know how that will work for you. Sorry about that. But it's so unbelievably powerful. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you to do 1 meal a day for a year. Like, I keep doing it, and I keep losing more and more weight, and I'm keep getting closer to my ideal physique, my ideal shape, my what I want to look like. However, that's not what I'm not going to recommend you to do it, right? I'm going to talk about fasting, different ways of doing it, different ways of practicing, different forms of incorporating it with, depending on your goals, depending on whatever you want to do. And I want to talk about this in a more holistic manner, right? I don't want to talk about fasting just for losing weight. It's not a fitness channel. I want to talk about the spirituality, the psychology, all the things that can go around it. Like, think with me, man. Think with me. It's not a mistake. It's not like a coincidence that every single I'm not gonna say every single because I don't know all of them, but like most religions or like spiritual practices, spiritual disciplines have some sort of fasting, right? Muslims have Ramadan, Christians have Lent, the Buddhists, they have fasting as a very important central part of their doctrine, of their like philosophy. Like most religions, if not all of them, incorporate some sort of fasting, right? I don't think that's a mistake. I don't think that's a coincidence, right? I don't talk more about that in like further videos. This is more like a general um, thing. It's like so for now, some like general things that I've learned, right? General things that I've learned that helped me lose a lot of weight after years and years and years of failing and trying and failing and hating myself for it. Okay, do not go cold turkey into one meal a day. If you never did any sort of fasting, if you never did any sort of intermittent fasting of any way, be like a skipping breakfast or skipping dinner, the 16/8 or a 24-hour fast, if you never did any of those things, I do not recommend that you go straight into OMAD because that can be insane. You're probably breaking mentally before you can actually have some physical results. So gradually get there, right? Might not be the fastest, might not be the most efficient form of possibly losing weight in existence, but it worked for me. It worked for me. And that's the big point that I want to get here. Weight loss is not a physical endeavor, mostly. What the fuck do I mean by that? You're physically losing weight, calories in, calories out, right? But everything that is related to food is something that is deeply emotionally connected to us. We've all been eating all of our lives. We all have beliefs, emotions, habits associated with it, and with our own self-image and self-sabotage and all that thing. Everything that you do when it comes to your physical well-being and eating and all those things have connection with emotions and have connections with the way that you were raised and the way that you think about the world. So most of the weight loss process is not physical. It's all mental. So you cannot compare your progress speed with other people's, right? You can see, you go on Instagram, there's a bunch of those guys that lost like 50 pounds in 6 months. Like I lost 100 pounds in a year. It's like, yeah, compared to that, my transformation was pretty pathetic, right? If I compare myself to that, I might think that I'm doing something wrong. However, after trying everything, this is what works for me. And pretty much was a year of doing adjustments. This is the next thing. It's like, don't quit, adjust. I want you to try doing stuff for like at least a year, man. At least a year. Come on. A year's nothing. You spend your whole life doing shit wrong, right? I spent my whole life eating wrong, eating too much, having a bad relationship with food, with dieting, with all those things, with self-image. You spend a life doing the wrong habits. You cannot expect it to fucking change everything in 6 months, right? So don't quit, adjust. It might take years. That's part of the process. I'll tell you for reference. Out of those 20 pounds that I lost, which is like 10 kilos or like kind of for the non-American metric system people, most of the time, most of the 2025, it started in March 2025 until December. I had lost maybe like, I don't know, less than half of this amount with all the things that I was doing wrong. And then this year, everything clicked. All those little adjustments that I was making along the way, they just all clicked, and boom, so shredding weight. So weight loss, not physical endeavor. Don't compare your speed to other people. Don't quit, adjust. Stop lying to yourself, because we all do that. It's like, oh, I don't know why this is not working. Yes, you fucking do. You do know why it's not working. You know the sorts of bullshits that you were doing instead of just following the freaking plan, right? Listen to your body. That's important. If one day, if you're feeling fucking sick, if you start having like nausea or whatever, it's like, man, eat something. It's not worth, puking your guts out or any shit like that. Not worth like, dying for. Have some salt in your water. Have some electrolytes. And don't be fucking crazy. If you listen to your body, if the volume of workout, you're starting to feel joint pains and shit, change it. It's like, listen to your body. You have to learn. It's a skill. It's a skill. It is a skill of just paying attention and sort of a self-therapy. It's how you can do a self-therapy, by the way. It's like you listen, you have to be more conscious of your internal movements, and by doing that, you start asking yourself questions that can solve the problems of the repeated behavior that you're having, right? For example, you binge eat. Instead of just being like, oh, I'm a piece of shit, or whatever, or anything that you might actually do in this moment, and then going 3 weeks later, it's like, oh, I haven't lost any weight, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. No, yes, you do. You binge eat. Why do I binge eat? What's going through my mind? What is the process? What are the things that are triggering me? It's like you can. I have this opinion that always gets me in trouble. I think for like a majority of people, therapy is not necessary. You can do it yourself. You can do it to your own through your own mind. You just have to learn to kind of detach yourself from your emotions a little bit and ask yourself fucking questions. That's one of the other reasons fasting is so powerful, because you learn to literally to detach yourself from the emotional response you have from being hungry. You're being hangry. It's like, what are you, a fucking toddler? Are you like 12? You get a little bit hungry and now you're mad at people and you're treating people like shit? It's like, no, man, come on. Let's be adults here. Fuck. Grown ass man, I'm hangry. It's like, fuck off. Come on. Like, you're so attached with the feeling of hunger in your body that you start getting emotional about it. That's how you do shit, right? Self-therapy and all that stuff, right? So this is what I want to talk about in this channel. I don't want to talk about health. I'm not going to talk about the science of the shit. I'm not going to talk about how the catharsis or some stuff happen like that. I don't really care about any of those things. I think those are secondary to the main things. That fasting is not just a physical thing. Fasting is a deeply spiritual, symbolical act that we can all incorporate it in our lives to live better, to just reach our potential, to have a life that is more filled with purpose, with meaning, with clarity, to get to your objectives, to become more attractive, to glow up. Like, everything is related, man. And when you see that everything is related, and when you look at things symbolically, you can extract a lot more meaning from it, then things start actually changing in your life. Okay, so welcome again to the channel. My name's Gabriel again, and I'll see you next video. Cheers. God bless. Mwah.